Sweep. An accidental live. I swear this never happens to me, but we are here, and we're in the playoffs against all odds. Who'd have thunk it?
What? Underdogs.
Yeah, Packers destroy the Bears, kind of.
Yeah.
Boy, sloppy game, but I guess good to beat the Bears. Bears continue to suck. So Packers beat them. They fired coaches, so that's always a good feeling to beat a team. They immediately fire coaches.
Masterclass by Joe Barry.
Yep.
Honestly,
Masterclass.
he called a good game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's difficult against the offense he played against, but Packer fans, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Joe Barry earned himself another year with that performance.
Another year? He earned himself another contract, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers.
4 more years. 4 more years.
You can't say the past few weeks that the offense has been the one to lift the Packers. The defense is
Correct.
I mean, they showed up. They showed up.
Correct.
Now they're tasked with playing the Cowboys in Dallas. So, Joe Barry, do your worst. We'll see what happens here. Packers, I think, are the second biggest underdogs of the weekend.
Ooh.
At the time we opened, I'll look really quick. Yeah, second biggest. So Packers are 7.5 point road dogs. The Steelers are bigger road dogs, even in the lowest over under of the week. So interesting there. But yeah, 50.5 over under. Packers 7.5 point underdogs. Injury report really quick. We can talk about last week after. What am I doing? So beat the Bears. Luke, you were there.
Yeah.
Janet, were you there? I can't remember.
My brother was there, my dad, but I wasn't. No.
Janet was sitting courtside at the Bucs game instead.
That's right. That's insane. Why would they promote a Bucks fan in San Antonio? That makes no sense, but good luck.
Because it's me. And
why would they do that though?
The owner of those tickets might have been a Packer fan.
Dude, this is looking at anything to get views right now.
The owner of those tickets might have been a Packer fan.
But like in all the pictures now, like of courtside, when you put it in Bucks here on the courtside, that's so stupid.
That's so funny.
It's very funny. Good. That's great for you. I just bad decision. What was that?
It was a great game too.
It was a good game. It was so fun.
You know what? Let's not give Janet credit because ever since you went to a game, the Bucks haven't won since. So she fucking started this shit, and she needs to come up here so she can end it.
That's true. I'm 2-0 at Bucks games now.
Keep going.
But you know what was really fun though? The Spurs fans in that section hated me.
Hell yeah.
They hated me so much. And the guy, it's funny, they're like, people would be like, you don't even know anything about sports. Oh yeah, the guy next to me, every time I would clap for the Bucks, he would almost clap and then look at me and be like, hold up, this girl is not, she's not in the same colors. So every time I'd clap, he'd be like,
stupid.
What team am I going for? I forgot.
I think we're on 3 straight weeks of talking about the San Antonio Spurs on Lombardi Sweep.
Really?
Got it. At least 2.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. So, I mean, Janet, I guess. Take a little round trip here. So, Packers beat the Bears. Thoughts, takeaways, what you feeling? How you feeling?
It was too close of a game.
You thought they should have killed them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Any other takeaways from it? anything you feel good about going into this Dallas game?
Zach to the power of 2.
What? Oh.
Oh, shit. Okay. You know what I feel good about? Bears fans are still the same stupid motherfuckers that they were coming into this season. All of them are going, we're going to get Caleb Williams and things are going to change. Yeah, Caleb Williams does really good making decisions on the fly against shitty teams. What other quarterback did that remind me of in college? I don't know. Like, Caleb Williams was not great against good competition this year. He's just going to be another whiny bitch for the Bears, so I guess that pick would work if they take him. It's also nice to see the Bears being little bitches. Jaquan Brisker deleting his Twitter because he's soft as baby shit. And to summarize it all, Luke absolutely nailed it on the head the first week on his rant. He goes, the Bears do the same stupid shit every week. They just say we're going to lose to the Packers, and they did it again. Just as Luke said in week 1, this team is extremely predictable against the Packers. They suck. Their fans suck. They're stupid. And they got rid of everybody except the head coach. And for the third straight time, they're going to give him a rookie quarterback and then fire him after 1 year. It's insane what they're doing.
They got the same script.
I don't disagree with the people they fired, though.
No, I don't disagree. But they always fire like the offensive coordinator and then not the head coach until the next year.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, if they only give him 1 year and then fire him, I'm not convinced they move on from Justin Fields.
I agree, Zach. 100. I don't think they should, to be honest.
Fuck no. Justin Fields is good enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams won't solve shit.
No, of course not. And the amount they could get for trading that pick is insane.
They need to trade it right back to the Panthers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Which would be great. But yeah, we'll see. Bears can certainly complete a quick rebuild. They did completely collapse. Injuries certainly helped that, I would say. They were hurting. But yeah, I mean, Luke, what's your thoughts?
I'll just to give you a little firsthand experience of the game. We talked about last week. This is the same situation they were in last year. There was a much different aura, at least tailgating, in this game, and I think a lot of that just had to do with people who are sick of Aaron Rodgers, which I get that point. But the crowd was fired up this whole game. There was never a spot where it felt like Green Bay was going to lose this game, even though they only scored 17 points or whatever it was. Like I said it right up the top. It was a Joe Barry masterclass, and I'm going to stick by that. I've talked a lot of shit about the guy, but I give credit where credit's due. The defense showed up and played. They held Justin Fields in check, which is really what you need to do against the Bears. Like the rushing defense in general was great. It was Khalil Herbert had 12 rushes for 28 yards or something. If you do that against any team, you're going to be incredible. Jair Alexander and company held the only superstar on their team, DJ Moore, to somewhat in check, right? 64 yards. And that catch, I don't know what you guys saw on TV. It was kind of confusing on my end. But it was another awesome. If I'm giving kudos to anyone on this offense, Bo Melton's a dog. I mean, it's another incredible game by him. Zach, you said it in our fantasy football show with Christian Watson coming back and kind of Luke Musgrave's healthy. What does that mean for Bo Melton? I sure hope that doesn't mean he's out of the game plan, because he's right there with Jaden Reed right now as the two best pass catchers on the team. And my other takeaway is Tucker Kraft needs to be involved on every single play in the game.
I love that. I know that everybody makes fun of him, but I love that he stops when he starts running. You just see his big old feet, he's just
Also, I talked about it on the fantasy show, but Dontavian Wicks looked like fucking prime Devontae Adams in that game with the separation.
Yeah, he was so good.
Yeah,
I feel
him and Reed are pretty much the only route runners on the team.
Yeah,
I feel like we did make a lot of mistakes, but luckily the Bears made more mistakes though. It was kind of sloppy.
100%. I mean, Packers made the plays to lose games normally in a divisional game, a big game. But the Bears did the same thing they did the first 4 weeks, and this year, same thing they did the first 4 weeks last year. They came out and they're like, let's make Justin Fields a pocket passer again. It made no sense. The only thing we said really last week is we need to keep Justin Fields in the pocket. And Luke Getsy said, I'll do it for you. We'll just keep him here. So stupid.
He watched our show.
Maybe the stupidest thing I've seen in my life for football. I've seen some Packer fans saying that they want Luke Getsy back in Green Bay.
Yeah, no need.
Correct.
He's fine.
Okay.
I think that just comes from people who don't know who Adam Stenavich is.
I mean, he's Luke Getsy.
Agreed.
I don't think he's great.
Here. I don't know who our guy is. This guy from the Bears, he coached for us. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I mean, my whole thing is if we bring Luke Getsy in, nothing changes. So who cares? I don't think he's a bad person to bring in. I don't think he does anything. So whatever. You can switch him with Stenavich, tell nobody, have him go to the press conferences as Stenavich. Nobody will know. It's just a little swap. It'll be fine. But who cares? Let's talk about the Cowboys here.
Wait, who was the closest with their season predictions? Was it Luke?
I said 6-11.
I think you. Probably.
You knew that.
Yeah.
I did. But I really thought you and Luke, had similar.
We did, because I kind of changed my head while we were going.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
6-11.
I think
notice how she did say us, Zach. Crazy how that worked.
Yeah, no, you
Well,
guys.
I think Trevor picked more wins than Luke did, but remember, Luke, you said a number and it was different than the number you actually did.
Yeah, that's because I picked them to lose to the Bears in a game. Like, wait, they'll never lose to the Bears.
Like you said 7 wins, but then when we went game by game, you did 6.
Yeah.
And I think Trevor did 7. I think Janet did like 10.
I did 10 and 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
What was it? 9 and 8?
9 and 8.
Yeah. 500. Right where we want to be. Middle of the pack. That's where winners are made. Okay, so injury report, pretty good for the Packers, I would say. Only did not practice today as of Wednesday is A.J. Dillon. And if the Packers can keep that the case, Packers have a better shot to win. If A.J. Dillon plays in this game, he's going to get touches. And that is not the recipe for victory, ladies and gentlemen. If we can get Aaron Jones touching the ball 30 times in this game, Packers could win. That's just give him the ball every time.
Every time.
So many. The Packers had some really good runs in the game against the Bears. Some really good blocking fits and stuff. I just kept watching, just thinking if that was AJ Dillon, that's a loss of yards. And it was the most beautifully blocked play of all time.
Imagine that last run that Jones had to seal it. AJ Dillon's maybe getting 5 yards. Maybe.
I'm going to give some credit to Aaron Jones, too, that he obviously deserves. Was it 6th player in Packer history with 8,000 career yards?
I think that number is right, yeah.
Pretty good for a franchise that's been around since 1919.
And congrats to Jordan Love, MVP, Nickelodeon's Valuable Player of the Week, 2nd week in a row.
Pretty big deal. Mitch Trubisky won that award. People forget. I think the first one, actually.
Mitch Trubisky, also a Pro Bowler. People forget.
People do forget that. Rightfully so, I think. But then for limited, again, nothing really concerning. So Jair with a shoulder ankle, he's fine. Dobbs with the chest, Jenkins with a knee ankle, Aaron Jones with the knee finger. McDuffie was limited today, that concussion. Jonathan Owens knee, TJ Slayton knee and foot, Preston Smith ankle, not Zach Tom. And then Christian Watson was limited today with a hamstring. But again, this was walkthrough. I assume Christian Watson's going to play. He'll be fine.
Other than McDuffie, I'm confident that everyone will play there.
Agreed. Yeah, that one's truly, we'll just see how he progresses, I guess. I think it's a good sign that they're thinking limited, though.
Yep.
And then for the Cowboys, they have some pretty big injuries. This is good news. They got Stephon Gilmore with the shoulder. Sounds like he's going to play, but it's going to be in what they're calling is a harness. I assume they just mean a Sully brace. That's what I had to wear. So it basically straps your arm kind of to your side. You have essentially no mobility with your fucking arm.
Awesome.
But he's played with it before, I do believe, and I think he got an interception. He's a dog. But obviously, if he has one arm, essentially, that helps a lot. We talked about last show. If there's a Romeo Dobbs jump ball, certainly helps with that. Jonathan Hankins, D-tackle, didn't practice today with an ankle.
Awesome.
DeMarcus Lawrence didn't practice just for rest purposes. Same with Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith, even though it was just rest, though, he still has that foot injury that he's playing through. So he's going to play, but he's definitely not 100%.
You get Jonathan Hankins out, and that screams 100 yards for Aaron Jones.
Yeah, that would be very good news. Very good news. Tyler Smith was limited with that foot injury. He should be back. That's a big thing for the Cowboys in terms of their running game and stuff. But then otherwise, everybody else should probably go. But yeah. So, how we feeling? Packers, Cowboys. We got McCarthy obviously over there. We got Al Harris over there, who a lot of people. Scott Tolzien. But Al Harris at the top of a lot of people's wish list for defensive coordinator. Could he completely shut down the Packers offense and win that job if they move away from Joe Barry? Maybe. That wouldn't be surprising. Could Mike McCarthy do a Mike McCarthy and completely change up the game plan and struggle? Possibly. Luke, what's your thoughts going into the game?
I know I've been saying this for the last how many weeks. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm buying into the hype. I like where the Packers are at. They're very fun to watch right now. How do you trust Dallas in the playoffs? How do you trust Mike McCarthy in the playoffs? I get that they have the better team. They have the better players. I get it all. But how can you trust him? You can't, man. You fucking can't. The Packers were up 16-0 on the Seahawks in the fourth quarter. They lost that game. Mike McCarthy was coaching that. Fuck that. Oh, man. This game's going to come down to Jordan Love, right? It's going to come down if he throws interceptions, they lose this game. If they can't give him time to throw, they lose this game, which is very possible, right? Given how great Dallas' defense has been all year. I really think that Aaron Jones can get the run game going in this. I think, every single show that we've ever had in this, Aaron Jones has to be the spark plug. You run him 5 times first drive, maybe throw a pass to him. That opens up the middle of the field. Tucker Kraft and Jaden Reed can work over the midfield. Dontavian Wicks. That's going to open up Christian Watson deep. And Zach, I love what you're saying about throwing jump balls to Romeo Doubs if he has Stephon Gilmore on him. Because Romeo Doubs is a guy who cannot create separation to save his life whatsoever. But my God, does he have strong hands? And going up against Stephon Gilmore like that I said on our fantasy football show, if I'm picking any Packer to score a touchdown other than Aaron Jones, it's Romeo Doubs. So, and of course I'm omitting one of the best offenses in Dallas. That's because I just don't really want to talk about Dallas' offense because I hate Dak Prescott and I hate Mike McCarthy. But CeeDee Lamb probably feasts in this game, right? Tony Pollard, I would imagine, he hasn't done anything all year. Why wouldn't he break out in this game? So it seems very realistic. It's probably going to be somewhat of a shootout in my mind.
Okay. Trevor, thoughts?
Janet, you're going to want to go next. That's what I was going to warn you about. I got a Luke week 1 Bears rant.
Okay. Well, I agree with Luke. I was looking at, I know stats don't necessarily, especially with the Packers, stats don't really mean anything much, but I was looking at some of them, and Dallas and Green Bay are actually neck to neck with our offense. But where we lack is our defense. We land 17, they land 5th. So I think that's going to be our biggest challenge, obviously. I agree with Luke. Give the ball to Aaron Jones. I mean, Luke and I have been tag team with this back and forth the entire season. Or the past 3 years, just give the ball to Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has already shown that AT&T is his house. He has. So might as well just give him the ball. He's our best player.
Woman.
That's basically it.
I think Dallas fans aren't going to like this, but they can eat my dick. Dallas is 3 out of 4, and we're not talking about it. I don't give a shit what the final score says for Detroit. They lost that game. They beat Washington. Congratulations. Good for you. Luke hit it on the head. This is the same team as the Bears. We know what this shitty team is going to do every fucking year. They do the same thing. McCarthy does the same thing every fucking year. The team falls apart in the playoffs. Should this team win? Absolutely. But they're just not. There's one person in this group that has been perfect in his playoff picks, and I haven't picked the Packers all year, but God damn it, I'm changing it and I'm picking them now. We know what the Cowboys are. They have expectations. They're going to fall flat on their goddamn face. CeeDee Lamb's probably going to get hurt or fumble or some shit, and Dak's going to be dog shit, and the Packers are going to find a way to win this.
I'm still pissed with that Seattle game. Sorry.
I mean, same. I haven't been the same since.
Yeah. That ripped a part of my life. Ripped a part of my life.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a positive person really before that, but it was something afterwards. Okay. So just so people know, Dallas is number 1 in the league in offensive points, and that rises to 37.4 points they average at home. They also average 425 yards at home. They've been kind of bananas. Last year, they had to hit the road for both of their playoff games. They destroyed Tampa 31-14 with Tom Brady in the wild card round.
They did.
Yeah, they were fine. Okay, so score predictions, unless we have anything else. Do we want to give keys or do we care?
There's no point. I mean, we know what it is. Slow down CeeDee Lamb and protect Jordan Love and don't be dumb as shit with AJ Dillon. And that's pretty much it.
You know, it's also really fun. I'll save it for my prediction. Janet, give your score prediction first.
Well, Dallas has been a high-scoring team. Let's see if we can match their energy. I'm gonna say I haven't really thought of this because I'm scared at this point. I know I shouldn't be. I should be very confident in my team. Underdogs, yeah. But I'm gonna say Dallas 27.
What are you doing?
Packers. I'm just throwing out numbers right now. And Packers 35.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Dallas was gonna win. I was gonna have to check you at the door.
No.
Okay.
I've said they've been scoring high, so we got to go higher.
That is honestly better game plan than what I think we'll have.
Yeah.
Trevor.
I'm going 27-26 Packers. Fuck it, man. Because we know Carlson's gonna miss some shit too. And bold prediction: Aubrey's gonna miss a field goal or get a field goal blocked to end the game.
That's pretty bold.
Okay, that is bold.
Janet stole my score prediction, so what I'm going to use this time to talk about is that the Anders Carlson experiment needs to be over. This guy's missed 8 out of 8 field goals in the last fucking 10 games. Like, I know he really hasn't cost us wins, I guess you could say. At some point it's going to be, and very, very well it could be this game. Very, like, to your point, Trevor. No more rookie kickers. Get a vet. Get a guy who you know can make field goals.
Bingo.
Mason Crosby.
That's true.
So, same score as Janet. Remind the people.
35-27.
Okay. What I was going to say earlier is what's really fun is since the Packers feel like they need to rotate their offensive tackles for some fucking stupid-ass reason, it gives Micah Parsons a chance to do a move, beat the tackle, have him go out, do the same move, and not have them see it before.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'll give 2 score predictions depending on the status of AJ Dillon. Without AJ Dillon, I'll go 30-17 Dallas. With AJ Dillon, will be 30-10. I think Aaron Jones getting the ball is good enough for a touchdown. But yeah, I think this is going to be. Yeah,
Joe Barry's on a heater right now, so.
I've seen the Packers against literally any team with a slot receiver this year.
Zach, I get it. I totally understand what you're saying. I don't want to believe it, though.
To your point, on paper and everything I've watched, this is what this is. But there's the Mike McCarthy factor to your point, and that's 1,000% true. Like the Cowboys could come out and they may not target CeeDee Lamb. That's not out of the question. It's not out of the question because it's Mike McCarthy. So we'll see. I mean, that's how the Packers win is if Mike McCarthy gifts them the win, which is possible.
I will say this probably, at least for me, will be the most fun Packer playoff game in like recent memory. Because there's there's no expectations. Like even in years past when you're like, this team isn't good enough to win the Super Bowl, you know, you still believed and they should have gotten there. Now, if this team loses by 40 to Dallas, nothing changes. It does not matter.
To continue to bring up playoff heartbreaks, that San Francisco game was pretty fucking fun until the box punt. Like, that was one of the most fun games I've ever read at.
And some people also don't really understand how the NFL playoffs work, so I think we should remind people. I'll be optimistic. When the Packers beat the Cowboys here, we have to go to San Francisco next week.
You're right.
I will do it again.
I know. I've just heard a lot of people saying we're going to beat them in the NFC Championship, and I'm letting you know that's impossible.
Yep.
Like we will match up with them next week if we beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
Got them right where we want them. We can't beat them in the NFC Championship game. Why not play them in the divisional where we also cannot beat them?
We can't beat them in San Francisco.
Can't beat them in Green Bay.
Or in Green Bay.
Can't beat them anywhere.
There's only one place we can't beat them, Luke, Anchorage, Alaska.
Melbourne, Australia.
Maybe the 49ers will choose not to run for 250 yards against us if that happens. Though.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Maybe they would mix it up.
Please, Kyle.
Packers keep doing that every time we play them. Let's come out and prevent. Yeah. Let's just never know. You never know what they're gonna do.
It's our turn, Kyle. Don't be a dick.
It would be very Packers for the 49ers to come stomp the Packers and get all their players hurt so they lose the next game.
Yep.
Like that seems likely. Anything else we want to talk about before?
Yeah, you guys got Super Bowl predictions?
Bold or Super Bowl?
Just anything you want to riff about.
I told you I had the Panera charged lemonade. That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Those are wild.
We got to get shots of vodka in there. I need to have it.
Yes. Yeah. That would be a great time.
Yeah.
Those things are so good. Best. And by the way, if you use the app now, there's like a million disclaimers and warnings like this will kill you and stuff. And
makes you want to
I almost bought a pint. You could buy a jug and go to town.
When I buy them, Zach, I look and I'm like, what's stopping me from buying 2 right now?
Nothing.
Absolutely
nothing. They have like this drink club membership thing, which when you sign up, you get 2 months for free.
Yep.
So on top of that, it tastes a little sweeter because it was fucking free. You could die for free. It's such a good deal. It's a great time.
But adding what Luke was saying, where there's like no expectations because we didn't even plan on going to the playoffs. Like I agree, Luke. At this point, like if we lose, honestly, it's not going to be as upsetting because I told somebody that my prediction for the season, I was just like bullshitting. Like I did not think we were going to get.
It's what you're
where we got. So yeah, I was just like, yeah, it's my team. Woo! I was not expecting them to actually make the playoffs. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. That's fine.
It's the best possible situation, truthfully. There's no pressure. If we win, we're the ones who knock the Cowboys out of the playoffs. We get to shit talk the Cowboys even more. And if we lose, it's like, yeah, you guys have the best offense in the league. You guys were supposed to do this. Like, of course, we were not supposed to be here. Congratulations. Like the varsity beat the C team. Who cares? We get to just be like, yeah, youngest team in the NFL. Who cares? We're set up perfectly for shit talk.
If we beat Dallas, do you think Skip kills himself?
On air. That'd be great.
Hey, Skip hit a hole in one today. Put it on Twitter.
That's a bad omen for the Cowboys. Let me tell you.
Did he show himself with the ball?
I have him blocked.
No, he's got unblocked Skip. He's incredible follow.
Is it because he was wearing his Jordans and he never loses them?
Yes. There's no shot he hit it. There's no shot he hit that.
that post, Trevor, about him wearing his Jordans, that makes my morning every morning.
He sucks, dude.
It's so funny.
I love to hate him.
So
he's the perfect character.
He's like one of those bell graphs, right? Like he gets more and more annoying, and then you just accept it, and it becomes so fucking funny.
You have to accept it and just laugh at him.
For sure. Yeah, don't take him seriously. Anything else?
Yeah.
Luke, any other things you need to get off your chest?
Get off my chest.
I do. I got one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I said you guys offline. Ben Bruss needs to stick to goddamn basketball. He does not know what he's talking about football at all, and it's ridiculous. It's sad.
That take surprised me. Say what the take was. I'm surprised he said it.
Ben Bruss went on the radio and said, guys, if Aaron Rodgers was on the Packers, I don't think they made the playoffs.
Crazy.
Need I fucking remind you, let's go back to if they had Aaron Rodgers, if you look at their schedule, they wouldn't have needed to come back against New Orleans. They would have beat Atlanta, so that's 1 win. They would have beat Las Vegas and Denver back-to-back. That's 2 more wins. They would have beat Pittsburgh. They would have 4 more wins this year. And I don't think that's really that bold of a take.
I agree. I'm just surprised he said it because from my memory, he's a very pro Rodgers guy.
And
he's not a Packer fan, though.
And the fucking Giants would have beat, too. That's
I was going to say the Giants, too.
Finished 9-8.
Didn't he come to Lambeau in training camp? Was like talking shit to LaFleur in the parking lot or something?
Yeah, he had LaFleur sign a Rodgers Jets jersey.
Rodgers jersey. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ben Bruss does that thing that every shitty specialty basketball player or sports player in general does, and he just gets really annoying when he has not a lot to talk about. Like he was good at what he did, but he was not good overall.
No, and like at first you said it, I'm like, oh, he's just trying to say the hot take that is going to get him like bullshit clicks and people complaining. But that's also not this side either, because there's so many people who hate Rodgers. That's why, like the take I thought he would take would be like Packers would be undefeated and be super annoying about that if they had Rodgers, because then he would get people hating on him, which is what he wants.
Also, the Packers have been one game better this year, and last year Aaron Rodgers had a fucked up hand for basically the entire season. So, like, that's a horrible take.
He also had a worse roster, but yeah.
And he beat Miami. I mean, come on.
They also played
Dallas. Jesus, guys, come on.
True. He also had Eric Stokes for a full season, pretty much on defense too.
I want David Bakhtiari to play football again.
Same, love him.
Yeah.
Packer fans hate him, but and I can't imagine he would play again for the Packers. We'll see, but we'll see.
Speaking of that, Garrett Wilson got rid of 17, brought 5 back.
Yeah.
How can Devontae Adams not be a Jet next year?
Supposedly he's been trying to change his number for a while.
I get that, but now it's open.
Right. I mean, whoever the new head coach is for the Raiders, assuming it's Pierce, you can't ship him out though.
Fair.
Like that's such a bad PR move. I don't know. You can't they ended the season so strong. They have to buy. They need to be buyers in free agency.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I would love to see it.
Yeah. Speaking of buyers, I Janet, you kind of mentioned how much we love Aaron Jones. I would give anything to get Saquon Barkley on my team next year.
If Aaron Jones does anything under, let's say, 75 yards and a touchdown this game, is this his final game with the Packers?
I don't think so. I think he retires a Packer.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think the Packers meet his asking price as they should. I think they go A.J. Dillon and they think they can find somebody in the 3rd round.
They would have to re-sign Dillon, which is very possible. I'm just bringing up really quick.
I think it's certain not very possible.
I hope they bring him back for sure.
I think he's under contract, but the way they keep pushing money is he? I think they save a lot of money by cutting him. Oh no. What year?
I feel like our team is like the Goodwill. Like we're always like looking for the diamond in the rough. Like we're always digging.
True. They want credit over people's careers. They want to develop. They want to create you. They don't want to draft good players already. They want to draft a Van Ness, not play him for all the year, and just be like, look how we developed them into the
Janet, I had the take on this show, and I think it's still somewhat true, that our players, our starters, with a couple exceptions, are backups on any other team.
For sure. So next year, Aaron Jones is under contract. He has a cap hit of $17.5 million, which is insane. If they cut him, then they save $5 million. But the whole thing is, because he took a pay cut and they kept pushing money down the road, he also we're paying him 3 years after that as well. He has 3 void years, $2.5 million in the first 2, and 1.5 the year after. So if Jones really wants to be here, which he has shown he wants to because of the pay cut he took for no reason, they need to extend him and then do it in a way that eats those void years. So they can get the cap number down for next year and then make it so he's not just a dead cap without being on the team for 3 years after.
Yeah.
However, he doesn't have to. If he walks away and doesn't, re-sign with the Packers, they just cut him, then he makes 12, 14, 16. He makes over $18 million for nothing.
It's going to be my 13th reason, and that's what it's going to be.
You're right. He's a guy that I don't want to see in any other team.
Yeah.
we're gonna restructure them like September 1st or some dumb shit like that.
No, it'll have to be before June 1st because of the way the bullshit things are written. I think I might be wrong, but I think so.
I get that people like don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers, and I think that's rightfully so. The Jets had 7 wins without him this year. Imagine if they had him.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
yeah. And now imagine they get to keep their first round pick, draft a very good tackle.
Yeah.
And now their offensive line's not the issue.
Right.
And imagine if they also get rid of dumbass AstroTurf.
And Robert Salah.
Yeah,
what if fucking Vrabel went there?
Yeah, hell yeah. I want Arthur Smith to go there.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Smith. Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay. Anything else we want to say before we get out of here? No. Okay. We got a show next week regardless.
Hell yeah.
Either we'll be celebrating or grieving or both or not.
Will we really be grieving though?
We're going to have at least 2 more shows.
Ever?
Ever. We can't tell the future. But yeah, we'll be back next week.